Hi guys, and welcome to another Elementor video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We've got another little Elementor hover effect for you today. We've got these round images. When you hover over, they're going to turn from black and white to color, and the text underneath is going to get an underline. That's a nice little effect to have on your site. It's really easy to do. To do this today, we're using a bit of code from CodePen supplied by Som Shakir Mukherjee. I apologize if I said your name wrong. Really easy to do, so let's get started. I've got the page open here already, so let's create a new section, or let's get rid of this section and we'll start from scratch. I'm going to add a new section, hit the little plus. I'm going to make it a row with 3 columns. I'm going to use a code module for this today, and you'll be able to do this with both the free and the pro version because it's included in both versions, I believe. Pull up the HTML module right there. And now we can start adding our code. If we go back to our code pen right here, got the HTML on the left. Now one thing I've noticed, we've just done this with the Divi theme and we had to change a few things around. The class name of container, I'm going to change that while we're in here. I'm going to make my own class name of, I'm going to call mine IMRD. You can call yours what you want, doesn't matter as long as it's unique and that you remember what it means. And so now everywhere there was container over on the CSS side, we've got to replace with IMG round or IMRD. So there's our first one right there. IMRD. Now the reason I'm doing this is because there may be containers and images that are elsewhere on the site that this may affect if we don't do this. So now I've changed that first container. I'm going to copy the class name including the dot. Now I can just paste the new one in there. Control V to paste, or right click, however you like to do it. And just everywhere that it says container there, we want to replace with our new one. Should be one more, there we go. We don't need this body code because we've got our own body that we're using today, so we just need it from here upwards for the CSS. Okay, well let's copy this now. It's still working as we've changed class names now. I don't know if you noticed when we were playing with it, it sort of took away everything because we changed class names. We're good to go again. So I'm going to copy, select all of this HTML, Control C to copy. We'll go back to our Elementor site and I'm going to paste it in my little code block there. There it is. Not really interested, just a little picture of a butterfly with the word butterfly underneath. Now we've got to add some CSS code, and to do that in our code module, I'm going to drop down a little bit. And I'm going to open some style tags. Style tags, a left pointy bracket, the word style, and right pointy bracket. Once you put the right pointy bracket in, it'll put a closing style tag in there for you, and the only difference with a closing tag is it's got a / in front of the actual words itself. Okay, so I've dropped down, and in between we can paste any CSS code. So if we go back to CodePen now, we can take all of this. Actually, we don't want it all. We want it from the body. Don't want to take any of the body there. We want it from the above the body upwards. If you want to use this same font, we need to include this to import it from Google Fonts right there. So Control C, and we'll go back, and we'll paste it between our little style tags there. There we go. And as you can see, it's sort of rounded up the image. It's going color when we hover on it. You can see that there, but not very well. If you want to use a light background and change the color of the text and the underline, you can do so down here. You've got, if we roll down, we've got the title, and here's the color. You can put your own hex code or wherever color you want right here on line 43. And for the underline, if we just look down, title after, we've got background color here at white snake. If you want to change the underline color, do that right here on 52. Yours might be slightly different depending on the gaps you've put in, but they should be there. Like I say, one will be under title after and one will be on title. But I'm going to leave mine just like that because I'm going to give my section a dark background. So I'm going to go into my section now. So I'm going to go over to style for my section here. I'm going to put a gradient background in. I'm going to give it sort of blue color on the top somewhere, some kind of blue, something like that, and I'm going to make it dark or black on the bottom, I guess. There we go, that works perfectly. Okay, we can see that. Well, that seems to be working okay. But of course we might not want it to say butterfly. Might want it to say something else. So let's go in there and make it our own now. First thing is we want to change the image for something that we want to see an image of. So I've got my media library open here. To get to your media library, go to your dashboard, down to media, and you'll find your images. Let's put a burger in for that first one. I'm just clicking on it. If you click on it, then over here you'll find the URL. Hit copy URL to clipboard, or select it and copy, however you want to do it. We'll go back to the site, and we need to replace our image URL, which is right here. I'll zoom in on this so you can see it. You want to make sure you don't lop off the little inverted commas at the start and the end there. You want to make sure the URL goes between those two inverted commas. So I'm going to paste that in there. We've now got our little burger picture in there, but of course I don't want it to say butterfly. And that's just down below in the div class of title butterfly. So let's change butterfly to burger. Great. Well, let's duplicate this and rinse and repeat till we've got a row. So I'm going to duplicate. I'm just going to drag one of them over. It doesn't matter which one because they're both exactly the same. We'll go into this one now. And let's find a different image. Got some sushi right there, that'll do. Copy URL. Back to the site. Again, replace the source. Being careful not to lop off those inverted commas again. There we've got our sushi there. Of course we want to change the name. And one more time, I'm going to right click on there. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to drag it across. And let's find another image. Got a picture of some steak or something there, that'll do. Copy URL. We're in our third one. Again, being careful not to cut off the inverted commas. Paste that in there. There's our steak. And change the text. And there we have it. We should be good to go. Let's save our changes, update, and preview. And here's our page. When we hover, it's going to go color and underline. And there's multiple applications for this. This would work great on a restaurant site or personnel profiles. All kind of applications, and that's very eye-catching. If you're mousing around and that sort of thing starts to happen, it's going to get your attention pretty quickly. So once again, we've been using a bit of code today from Som Shakir Mukherjee, and I apologize if I said that wrong again, but thank you for that today. I hope you've enjoyed this and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.